Hello, Jess Too Good here, and today I'm taking a look at one of the rarest LEGO sets of the 2000s. This is the LEGO Avatar The Last Airbender Air Temple set. This retailed for $30 when it was released back in 2006. And if you don't know the history behind this, well, they made 2 sets based off of Avatar and 3 sets based off of SpongeBob in 2006. And they were seeing which one would sell better, and unfortunately the Avatar sets didn't sell well, and we never got LEGO Avatar sets since. But the show became so popular that people have been trying to get this secondhand, so it just goes up and up in price. Since it was so obscure, it's hard to get back then, so not a lot of people had it. I'm opening up a sealed one, but this is just a thanks to you guys. I'm on the road to 500,000 subscribers, and you know, I could do stuff like this because you guys watch these videos. You guys help this become my career, and I just can't say thanks enough. But also, I've been dying to open this because I love Avatar The Last Airbender. And while I watched the show when it first aired, I remember seeing the first episode TiVoed after it aired and then watching the series until it ended. It is now on Netflix, so everybody's getting back into it, including myself. You can see this set has a 16x32 white base plate, which is really rare. Mine has some cardboard on it and a ton of loose pieces, but let's build this up. And while building, I encountered some pieces I was not familiar with, like this already assembled winch and string connection. Why doesn't LEGO do this more often? Because putting the strings through this stuff is such a pain in the butt. Then there was this disc, which I found out was in XO4 sets as well. This piece was actually used a lot in 4+ sets. So here's the set all built up. Now let's take a look at those minifigures. The first minifigure we'll take a look at is Aang. This is the same version that comes in the only other Avatar set, which is the Fire Nation ship. I was actually surprised at the level of detailing it brings with some printing at the top of the head to continue the arrow at the front. I do actually like the front face printing. I wasn't expecting the stylized eyes to work so well, but this is more akin to something like Exoforce than the creepy faces of Clone Wars. Torso print looks neat as well. It's just the legs that are a little bit wonky where they don't have side leg printing. I don't know, something just looks off with the lack of that, and there wasn't dual molded legs back then, which would make it so much easier today. Also, I think the legs themselves are too big. They didn't have mid legs back then. That would have been perfect, but maybe they should have elected to use short legs. I don't know. Also included with Aang is his Airbender staff, which turns into a glider. This uses a film-like material. It's like a very soft plastic, and that's actually pretty well made. It sticks in place. Just wish for the staff they used a brown coloring. I don't know why they went with a black coloring. There's also some bended air, which I don't know. I don't like how they use this piece to attach it onto the minifigure. That just makes it look so much less authentic. So there's a simple fix to that. Just put the dish over the minifigure hand. Maybe this was like an illegal technique back then. Or maybe because that was a little bit harder than I expected. I don't know, but that looks a lot better to me as bent air. The next minifigure is Sokka, and this is an exclusive figure to the set. He does not come in the other sets. Instead, we got his sister Katara. The design of the torso looks pretty nice, but I think the face print doesn't really work as well as Aang's. He has printed hair because they didn't really have a ponytail piece to fit for him now. I'm sure there's some that could fit nowadays. Give me some ideas in the comments below. I do like how they printed the hair all around. That's some nice detailing. Even having some back torso printing, which is nice detailing. The legs work just about as well as Aang's. Torso print's fine though, but that is it for Sokka. Not necessarily a minifigure, but included in this set is Momo the Flying Lemur. This is a hard rubber design that actually works pretty well. I like how they have some printing on the ears, printing at the front face, and an anti-stud so you can make minifigures hold them from the bottom. Now the colors are a little bit off compared to the show, but this is the only set that Momo appeared in. Next is a Fire Nation soldier. This design also appears in the Fire Nation ship. I like the coloring for the helmet piece, which I think is exclusive just to the Avatar sets. Face print is exclusive to these 2 Avatar sets. If you didn't know, this figure also appears in the Fire Nation ship. There's no torso printing underneath. They just have this armor piece with some printing at the front. Other than that, though, not too much else to point out with this Fire Nation soldier. And just like a little bit over half of the minifigures in the set, he also comes in the Fire Nation ship as well. So for the builds of the set, we have the Air Temple, but also a bunch of side builds. There's some for the Fire Nation and some for our heroes. So here's the design for the Air Temple, which rests on that 16x32 white base plate. Now that was really rare, but it did come in a few sets from around that time, which were some Ferrari sets, also Orient Expedition from a couple years before this one, and some sets in the 70s, so it wasn't exclusive by any means. Now, this design, I can't really pinpoint to a specific air temple, but just taking the context of some of the things included, I'm guessing this is Northern Air Temple with the green slime included, and some of the Fire Nation's tanks and everything did appear in that episode as well. Front gate looks very similar, but when you look beyond that, the one in the Northern Air Temple was kind of in like a cave design. Maybe that's what they were trying to go for here. I don't know. I guess they couldn't do it surrounding it. So we'll settle on the Northern Air Temple. But there are aspects it borrows from the Southern Air Temple and such. Either way, let's specifically start at this front. The gates have a play feature to it using some Technic beams on the inside. So this locks it into place. You just can't open the gates right away. What Aang has to do is airbend to open the gates. And to illustrate that with the play feature, all you have to do is twist these discs. And these discs all have stickers on them. And now once those are twisted, the gate mechanism opens. You can see twisting them back to place is very easy where it locks up. But either way, with the gates opened, you could push them from the inside. And that actually works pretty well. Other than that, I am very disappointed that there's not much going on in the inside. To the left, there's weapon racks, which are kind of cool. And to the right, there's a play feature to launch Aang, and we'll get to that in a bit. There's slime as a trap door right above. You can just pull this part out and the slime drops in. But that's really it for the interior. There's really not much else going on. For the launching feature, it's very simple. Just put Aang on that 2x2 tile and you can launch him pretty well. And I like how they incorporated the big ugly rock pieces, but just covered them up with a lot of snow detail to make it look very authentic and nature-esque. As for the top tower of the temple, there's 4 stickers to kind of illustrate those little windows right there. While I don't like the use of those stickers where they're just loose and everything like that, and you have to line them up very specifically or else they'll look wonky, once you have them on there, that actually does look pretty good. This is thankfully a printed tower top. I actually really like that design that only appeared in this one set. But either way, I guess there's not too much else to cover with this Air Temple build. So that is it for the Air Temple. Let's take a look at some of those side builds. For the heroes, there's a slime launcher. This is all from Book 1, Episode 17, where they go to the Northern Air Temple, inventions by the Earth Kingdom. This design is pretty simple, where all you have to do is push back on this piece, and the slime is launched. You could refill the slime just with this little holder right here that holds an extra 3 slimes. There's actually another one of these attached to the back of the Air Temple, but with no extra slime. For the Fire Nation builds, we have this crate with extra discs. Also this piece for some reason. This barrel, which has nothing on the inside. Now the discs are loaded into this cannon just from the top of the cannon. This is a piece I didn't even notice before, very strange piece. And look how this works. So not only does it shoot discs from the top, but you also shoot discs from the side here. So it shoots 2 discs at a time. It's actually kind of cool. Oh no, I didn't want to lose that piece forever. Darn it. Well, there are some extras in this set. So yeah, dual shooting disc launcher. I'll take it. Either way, you could convert the cannon into a tank just by removing this whole top part. And then they have an extra cover to put right here. And then you could have a Fire Nation soldier. Actually, sorry, it would be better right here. You could have a Fire Nation soldier just sitting on this tile where there's even 2 little control pieces on the side, the little antenna. But that is it for the builds of this set. This winch actually doesn't come into play in any specific part. Let's take a look at the packaging and then the final verdict. The box for this set we briefly took a look at in the beginning, but this design does have some little details that I really like if you take a close look. The 2 LEGO Avatar sets were only released in North America from my understanding, so the box has the English text and French text. The design of this also has a nice comic at the bottom. Around the same time, the SpongeBob sets also used to have comics of the same styling. Now this does advertise that other LEGO Avatar set, which is the Fire Nation ship. I like the styling of the instructions pages where they have that nice background to each of them. No interesting ads or anything like that. There is an ad for LEGO Shop at Home at the back though, which is pretty nostalgic. So overall, it was very interesting to take a look at a set that I knew when I was younger, but never was able to get. never was able to find, but by the time I was interested in it, it was just so much harder to get. The design of this is hard to pinpoint to a specific air temple. It seems like a mix, mostly inspired by the Northern Air Temple, but I think as a centerpiece to, say, an official LEGO Avatar display, this build works so much better than the Fire Nation ship. And as a build on its own, this is actually a really gorgeous exterior. I know it has weirdly placed stickers, I know it has big ugly rock pieces, but the design just works with that color scheme, a very different feel and culture in LEGO. I know, yes, the air temple culture is totally fictional, but you get what I mean. There's a 16 by 32 white base plate, so there could be some bias there. I just love that piece inclusion. The interior is very bland, though, and disappointing. There's some weird parts, like the cannon for the Fire Nation soldiers. The minifigures work much better than I expected. It's just when they start coloring in the eyes, it looks weird, like on Sokka. But as a whole, I'm actually very impressed by those figures. Also love the exclusive Momo. So I really do recommend this set to Avatar fans, to people who just want a very weird LEGO set, but it's so expensive online. So hopefully they just end up making more Avatar sets. I guess that's just what I have to go with. But that's it for now. Hopefully I'll be able to review the next one very soon, and I'll see you guys later. Peace out.